What's up, guys? We're back out at Airhead Country Club again today for episode 2 of Breaking 65. We've got no warm up out here. It's a little cool, kind of a bit drizzly. So we're just going to take a couple practice swings and go for it, see what we got today. So, we got par 5, dogleg left. We're going to try to draw this around the corner and put us in good position for the second shot. And I hit this pretty good. Didn't quite turn over as much as I wanted, but we've got a pretty good look at it coming in. The wind was really howling up the hill. I only had like 240 or so, but into this wind I felt like it needed to be 3-wood, and I just kind of shoved it and got lucky, and it came down the hill, and we're in the fringe for our third. Got a nice little kind of short-sighted pitch, but not too bad. Nipped it the way I wanted to, hit it up here to about 3 feet. And we kick that in for a nice birdie. You know, you can't birdie them all if you don't birdie the first, so we're off to a great start. Number 2 is a par 3. I was playing 175 today. The wind was helping some. Just kind of, it was kind of a weird distance, really. And I just kind of blocked this. I couldn't really get a good judge of the wind. So I've got a relatively straightforward little chip shot, but I pulled it a little bit and ended up with this 6-7 footer for par. And it's breaking to my right, and we drill it right in the middle. So we're still 1 under after 2. Number 3 is a par 4, doglegs to the right. So we're going to try to hit a little 6-iron up to the top of the hill. And I hit this okay. Not quite the best, but end up out in the middle, a little bit further left than I wanted to be. We've got 150 in from here, and I kind of pushed this a little bit. I expected it to turn over and come back, and it didn't. So we've got a long putt up this hill. Got about 25-30 feet coming up the hill, and it's breaking to the right of the screen the whole way. And I hit a really good putt. I thought for a while it was going to come back and actually go in, but it just settles right behind the hole, and we take the easy tap in for par. Still 1 under through 3. On to number 4. And it's a dogleg right. And this is definitely not the smart decision, but since we're trying to go really low, we're going to take driver, and we're going to hit a big cut over the trees. Didn't cut maybe quite as much as I would have liked, but we ended up in a really good spot. We're up here on top of the hill, got 70 yards in, so I'm going to hit a little 3/4 half 60, and I kind of pushed it a little bit, and I really didn't think that I'd hit it hard enough, but I took a pretty decent chunk of turf with it when I hit it, so we're going to go pick that up, replace it, sand it, tap it all down. Just do what you can when you're out on the course to help take care of it. It takes a lot of work to maintain them, and anything we can do to help is great. We all want to play the course in great condition, so we all kind of need to do our part to help maintain it. As you can see, when I got up here, it ended up being much better than I thought. Only ended up with about 10 feet. I thought that I'd barely gotten it on the green. Turns out I got it all the way back here. So we got a little 10-footer downhill, breaking a little bit to the left, and we nailed the center of the stick with that one. So we're 2 under through 4. On to number 5. It's a par 5, 495. Got driver. We're just going to let it rip. So it's pretty tight. As you can see, we've got out of bounds left and trees all down the right. So it is a pretty tough driving hole, but I hit this one pretty good, just kind of hanging out on the right-hand side. We're just slightly inside of 200 from here, maybe like 190 or so. Just with the hill, I've got 5-iron, and I ended up a little bit long. It hit about even with the stick, and rolled out to this back portion of the green. And then I felt like coming down that hill, it was going to be pretty quick. It really wasn't. As you can see, I left it decently short, but we make the little 2-footer, and we're 3 under through 5. So on to number 6. 374 yards, par 4. Just ripping away with driver. End up over here on the left-hand side of the fairway. It's still a little dead over here. The weather hasn't really been great for growing in grass, but got about 100 yards, hitting a little easy 56 up there, and I just hit it way too far. Came out, didn't really have a whole lot of spin on it, but it's not like it just ran to there. And then this putt is downhill, sweeping way to the left, and I really hit a pretty good putt. I thought it had a chance for a long time. Just ends up a little low and a little bit too hard, but we kick it in for par and move on to number 7, par 3, playing 127 today. Got a wedge, just going to kind of hit a little smooth one out there. And I hit this one pretty good. Just hit maybe right in front of the stick, maybe a little behind it. Just a little bit left of it. We've got 12 feet down the hill, breaking to the right, and I really thought I'd made it off the blade, but it ends up lipping out and going a little bit by. We kick it in for par, and we move on. On to number 8, par 4, 403. Got 3 wood. I'm going to try to take it over the corner of these trees on the left, and I blocked it. It ends up staying kind of in the rough, so it's not too bad. Got 165 from here into the wind, so it's playing it pretty decent ways, and I just yanked it off the planet. Never was close to my line. Fortunately, there's a big bank on the left-hand side of this hole, and it rolled down the bank, and we end up on the fringe, and we got a chance to putt from about 30 feet away, but it just wasn't my best swing. And this really was a pretty good effort at this putt, but I just didn't quite have the right line, and I got a little bit too firm with it, so I'm just going to kick it in and move on. Number 9 is a par 4. It's 426. Got 3 wood, and we're going to try to get it up into the neck and see if we can't get close enough to have a good shot in for 2. And I pulled it way left. Ends up barely staying in the fairway, really. There's only another 10 yards, maybe. So, got 215 into a 2-club wind. I'm hitting 5 wood, and I hit it really good. It was going right at the flag. It hit just beside the flag and skipped over back onto this slope behind the green, and now I'm in a really bad spot. Probably the toughest up and down on the golf course, and there's just not really any way to stop this chip. As you can see, it really wasn't moving that fast when it got onto the green, but it rolls out of frame. I got to move the camera back, and we've got 20 feet for par, and I just overplayed the brake on it. It settles a foot or two up there, and we tap in for a pretty bad bogey, really. So 2 under through 9, on to number 10. Same idea as the first time around. We're going to hit 5 wood, and we're really going to try to work it around the corner. I got this one started further left, and it caught a tree limb. It ends up okay. Still winds up out in the fairway, but definitely not as far out or as far around as I would have preferred. Got 5 wood this time, though, and I did more or less the same thing I did the first time, just really a little worse. Blocked it over here, sitting in the fringe. Not a whole lot of green to work with, but it's not too bad. And we're going to take this one up in the air a little bit, land it just on the green, let it run out, and we end up about 3 feet away again for another easy kick-in birdie. So we're back to 3 under, and we're on to number 11, par 3, 175. I've taken less club this time because I didn't really like the way it felt with the wind. the first time through, and it worked out better. Still pushed it a little bit, but caught a piece of the green. And then this putt I just hit way harder than I needed to. Ran it 2-3 feet by. Still just got to kick in for par, so tap that in. Move on to number 12. So I still got 6-iron again. We're going to try to take it a little bit further right this time. See if we can't have a better shot in. And I hit this one really good, actually. Ends up running a little bit through the fairway, but we've got 145 in. We got a little pitch and wedge, and we're just going to try to take this just right of the flag and let it turn back. And I kind of pulled it a little bit, but not too bad. Just ends up a little bit left of the flag. Got about 18 feet here. It's a real slider out to the right, though. And I just didn't play enough break. It slid right by the front of the hole. But I got a little kick in, and we move on to number 13. And once again, we're definitely not making the right decision here. We're going to take this driver. We're going to go up and over these trees on the right-hand side. Try to get it as close to the green as possible. And I hit it pretty straight, really. Didn't move a whole lot. Got about 80 yards in. So it's almost a 3/4 60 up the hill. And I hit this one pretty good. Pretty happy with it. Ends up a little bit short. A little bit further than we had last time. Probably 12, 15 feet. Going up the hill and breaking to my right this time. And I just rolled it right down my line, right to the heart for another birdie. -4 through 13. And we're on to another par 5. Got driver. I'm just going to wail away on it as hard as we can hit it. And I hit it pretty good. Not quite as far as last time. The wind had picked up a little bit, but we're probably right at the 200. Got a 4-iron, and I just absolutely chunked it. It was disgustingly bad. Got 40, 50 yards here, and I had a pretty good little partial wedge up here to about 10, 12 feet. And it's a relatively straight putt. It's going to break a little bit to my right as it slows down. And that's another one, just dead in the heart. It just felt like everything was going right down my line, and they were all going to go in the way I was putting today, which was a welcome change. The past few weeks have been a little tough. Hadn't really made many. So, on to number 15, par 4. Another one where we're just going to hit driver as hard as we can hit it. And we hit up over here on the right-hand side. Pretty similar distance to what we had the first time through. Just a little bit over 100. Still got 56. And we didn't hit that one very good at all. Just barely snuck it onto the green. And then I just rammed this putt by so bad that I'm not even in frame for this one coming back. But we make it, keep our par, move on to number 16. So, got another A-wedge, just a little 3/4 kind of punchy shot here. It's really kind of an awkward distance, but we've hit 2 of them really good. This one's a little bit further and a little bit more in line with the flag. Got probably 15 feet here, and it's breaking to my right as it comes down the hill, and just another one poured dead in the heart. So we're -6 through 16. We're really kind of out of birdie holes, but we need to catch one. Here would be our best shot if we want to get to 65. So we got 3-wood. We're going over the corner of those trees again, and I actually hit it on my line this time, and it ends up really good out here in the fairway. Got 140 yards. I'm going to take a pitching wedge and try to get this one close. And it's another one that I just pulled left. Ends up on the fringe. Got right around 30 feet or so, and I just didn't play the right amount of break. Left it out there to the left, a little bit short. Kick it in, and we move on to number 18, par 4, 423. It's the only hole in this golf course I've never birdied, so we're going to need one here if we want to get to 65. And we start out with a pretty well hit drive, hitting 3-wood again, and it ends up out here in the middle of the fairway. We've got 195 in. It's into the wind. I've got 4-iron, playing it like it's 220. And I hit this one really good. I mean, it was heading right for it. Looked good the whole way. Ends up about 18 feet. So we're in a really good spot here. Just downhill, breaking to my right, and I just overplayed the break. And as you can see, it's so far downhill, it just runs out forever on the way by. So I've got a little 3-footer for par coming back, and we drill it right in the center for a total of 66. 34 going out, 32 coming in. Best round I've played in a long time. If you've liked what you've seen and you want to help, please like, comment, subscribe. Help me with the algorithm. I've got a Patreon. It'll be linked in the description if that's something you want to do. I hope to have a whole lot more content coming you guys' way. And remember, we're always better than yesterday.